Welcome to Inside the Huddle with Muskingum head football coach Al Logan, your weekly source for all the latest news on the Fighting Muskies. Coach, last week the Muskies notched a 3-0 Ohio Athletic Conference win at home against Wilmington College. In that game, the Muskies defense delivered a dominating performance, holding the Quakers to negative 19 yards rushing and 92 yards of total offense. Can you talk about what makes this unit special?
They've played together now for a while, and it's physically it's a pretty talented group. You look at our linebackers and they're juniors and seniors, but they're great weight room kids. So they have a little punch behind. I think their athletic ability, and but there's a little bit of chemistry I think right now on our defensive side of the ball. They like each other. They play hard together, and it shows on Saturdays. But it's a good group. It's a physical group, and I think anytime you play physical on that side of the ball, you got an opportunity for good things to take place.
Coaching staff recognized Ethan Wetzel, the junior linebacker, as a defensive player of the game. Can you talk about his play?
Yeah, Ethan's been a solid force all year, and I believe Ethan had 8 tackles, and 6 of those were assists, but he also had, I think, 2.5 or 3 sacks and a couple pass breakups, and it was just a solid player for us. And I missed him the week before, but he came back this week with a little fire in his eyes, I believe, and had a great performance for us.
And another huge accomplishment in that game, Muskies senior quarterback Jake Byrne set the new Muskingum career passing mark en route to the win. Can you talk about that accomplishment for Jake?
Yeah, I think sometimes, it probably got downplayed a little bit just because of our offense performance, but I think if you look back over Jake's history here at Muskingum and in the 3 years he's been a starter for us, he's won a ton of games. And the thing that probably didn't see in that game is, Jake managed the game well for us, and he probably threw a little bit too many interceptions. Not all were his fault, but at the same time, to do the things that he's done for us and to become our all-time career leading passing guy, I think speaks highly of Jake, and just the compliments that he has been outstanding.
Right now, the Muskies sit 3-1 overall and 2-1 in the league, which marks the best start of a campaign since the 2003 season. Coach, at this point in the year, is this where you thought the team would be?
Yeah, I think you always look at your schedule and try to be realistic about where you think your team is and where you got to be. I tell our team this all the time. You got to win the games that you should be winning. And I think to this point in time, I think that we've done that. Against Wilmington, Marietta, and Defiance. Didn't play very well against the High Northern, but 3-1 going into the meat of our schedule and maybe some of the better opponents in the OAC. It's good to be 3-1.
This week the Muskies travel to Heidelberg University, a team that scored 50 points last week at Capitol and is averaging 36.5 points a game. What kind of offense does Heidelberg run, and what will the Muskies have to do to slow it down?
Well, they're in the spread, the 3-by-1 and 2-by-2, and their quarterback's a fine player. They got a real fine, big, tall wide receiver that catches the ball and does a nice job for him. But he's not the only one, so it's not one guy you can isolate on. But they're running the ball efficiently, and the quarterback's making plays for them, throwing the ball down the field. They're wide open, so you're going to see a little bit of everything. The best thing that we can do is to keep our offense on the film or on the field on Saturday. A little bit like we did last week. The disappointing thing about last week is that we didn't score points. The positive part of that is that offensively we're out there for 37 minutes and 78 plays as opposed to Wilmington being out there for 55, 56 plays and 20-some minutes. So, I think that's got to continue, except we got to put some points on the board this week.
Coach, this weekend in Tiffin, if the Muskies are going to come back with a win, what will you have to do?
We got to slow them down a little bit. And I think I just alluded to it a little bit. Offensively, we got to be on the field to keep them off the field, and I think we can. We're probably not going to score 60 to beat them, but we're going to do our part. And they allow us some things, I think, defensively that's good for us offensively. I think our kids up front will get a little bit better, and it ought to be an outstanding contest. Our kids have gone up there and played well the last couple of times, and I don't expect anything different from us.
Coach, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to join us on Inside the Huddle, and good luck this weekend at Heidelberg.